Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19, Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19, Jay Sano 19. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you from the Mindcrack server, where I left you guys off last time. I had ventured out, which I'm still in that area. I was just over there where I left off. I kind of was looking around the landscape to try to find something good, and I don't know if I found something good, but I did find a little cave, and it did start thunderstorming. So we are going to go venture down and see what lies beneath. But I just got back from I guess you could call it a mini vacation. If you saw some of my tweets, I went to New York City for the first time, which is kind of a shame for somebody like me to be saying that it's my first time, because New York City is so close to DC. There's so many different ways to get there for extremely cheap and extremely convenient that it really is a shame that it was the first time that I had made it there, but I did make it. And ooh, for some reason that blended into this stuff, and I thought it was all the same. That looks so like similar. Do I have gravel in my inventory? I'm sure you guys have seen this stuff before. God, it's so slightly different. It's ridiculous, but my impressions of New York City, I have to say, strangely, it is way more similar to DC than I ever thought it would be. Obviously, there's bigger buildings and more famous things that tourists want to go see. I guess different famous things that tourists want to go see, because DC definitely has a lot of... Wow. That's a big drop. DC definitely has a lot of famousness, I guess would be the word. Famous? I don't know. Either way. Look. Look! It's a morph between a chicken and a zombie. Die. You can't even touch me here? That's weird. Hi, little buddy. What you doing? Oh, you're so cute. Yes, you are. Have a potato. No potato for you? Well, fine then. Die. Yeah, I freed you, chicken. I freed you from the depths of that zombie. That was really weird that he got stuck in a spot where he couldn't get to me. But very, very, very similar to DC. I honestly, granted, I was only there for a day, but I will tell you, traffic was not as bad as I thought. I didn't drive in it. I did ride in a couple cars of people who were driving, and they didn't think it was horrible either. But just looking at the traffic, yeah, it was busy and it was crazy. But so was DC during rush hour. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. The prices of things, amazingly, were cheaper at a lot of things. Like, you know, happy hour prices at bars and things like that were cheaper than any happy hours I find around DC, which I thought was kind of crazy. But either way, all in all, it was a fun experience. Though, the main purpose for going was, my girlfriend, her and her mother share a birthday, which is kind of crazy. But they share the birthday, and my girlfriend loves Jon Stewart, loves The Daily Show, loves The Colbert Report. So we went specifically because she wanted to go see The Daily Show. So she went online and actually got tickets. So when you get tickets for the show, she's been to The Colbert Report before, but she's never been to The Daily Show. And I guess they're similar but different in the way that you get your tickets. So this one, you go and you're supposed to go line up by anywhere between 2:30 and 4:30 is when you can go, or 2:30 and 4 maybe it is when you can go pick up your tickets. You show them that your confirmation, you get your tickets, you know, it gives you like an order for how you're going to get into the show or whatnot. And then I guess for the Colbert Report, you wait. And you just wait there the whole time. And this one, The Daily Show, is kind of cool because you get there at 2:30, they give you your tickets, it's a numbered ticket, and we had, I think I had 163 So our group was 163 through 166 because her parents drove all the way out from Ohio and stayed, you know, in New York for a couple days specifically for this as like a birthday gift. So, you know, she'd gotten tickets for herself and her mother, and obviously, you know, requested for 4 people total and got approved or whatnot. So we get there at 2:30. There's a decent line, and we wait in the line, and it just loops through, and you get your little ticket. So we got our ticket, and all of a sudden, it's okay, your group comes back at, you know, 4:15 and you line up at this area. So it was kind of, we're like, sweet, you don't have to actually wait here for the whole 2 hours before the show. This is going to be pretty awesome. So we go grab something to eat somewhere. I'll walk around like the little pier area that's there. And then we come back and we wait in our little line, and people come out and are, you know, explaining what's going to happen when you go into the show. You got to go through the, you know, the security area first. Yes, I see you down there, skeleton. Go through the security area first. You're not allowed to leave the show during the taping, so make sure you use the bathroom before we get inside. And they told us where the bathrooms are at and all this stuff. And he's like, okay, we're going to start looping you guys in here in just a little bit. And he comes, and when he gets to our group, he's like, oh, by the way, there's not going to be enough room for everybody, so at some point when I find out the exact numbers, we're going to cut the line, and I'm sorry, but what that's going to mean is that some of you guys we will give VIP tickets to for another taping of The Daily Show at some point. And we're like, what? That's kind of weird. And unfortunately, we were 4 people or something like that too far back in the number order that as he started letting us in the door. So now we wait in this line for an hour as he's letting us in, and all of a sudden he stops and he goes, oh yep, that's it, we're full. So the whole point of going to New York was kind of foiled because of this. But it's a really weird thing because, for one, you give away more tickets to people than you have room for, which is kind of weird for one, but in a way I sort of understand that. You're expecting that people who say they're going to make the trip out to New York are truly going to make the trip out to New York. And that probably doesn't obviously always happen. However, for the people who do that get denied, that's really annoying because that was the reason that we were there, and the only reason we were there didn't pan out. And it doesn't say this anywhere in the ticket, as far as I understand that. You might not have a chance of getting in. It just tells you where you have to line up to exchange this for your official ticket. But not only that, we get in there, you know, at the 2:30 time frame, and we get a ticket, as well as the 15 or 20 people that are behind us that have a numbered ticket. How at this point, when you have your numbered ticket, do you not know that you've run out of seats at this point? I'm number 163. If you've got 150 seats in the studio, you know that there's not enough seats for the people you just gave tickets to. Wouldn't you have known at that point to be able to say, yeah, sorry, we're out of tickets, our bad, which would still be a shitty thing to do, but it still could happen. So it's very confusing that you can actually get there, get your ticket, and then still not be able to get inside, which, yeah, it's really bad for us because we specifically went out there, and New York hotels are expensive as hell, so we're basically now in New York paying a lot of money for a hotel, not even getting to do the thing that we want to do. But the worst thing was, you know, her poor parents came all the way from Ohio, and they drove, which was crazy, but they drove in from Ohio and were unable to go see the only reason that we were officially in New York for. So that was kind of, Jon Stewart, you know, you're good at politics, you're good at news, you're really bad at numbers. Like, that's really all there is to it. It's really unfortunate. And I think the worst part about it is I love The Daily Show too, but I wasn't really that mad and upset. Yes, I wanted to see it. I understand that things like that can happen, but, you know, it wasn't for me. It wasn't Move Diamond. It wasn't for me. It wasn't my birthday, so I kind of feel like it, you know, I was unable to make girlfriend and her happy, or her family happy on their birthday time frame, which is really unfortunate and really sad. But yeah, that was one of the crappy parts of the trip, was not being able to go do the one thing that we were supposed to be able to do. But we'll tell you, the way that we got there, we took the Amtrak. There's an Amtrak that leaves right from Union Station here in DC and takes you to Penn Station in New York. So it was like a 3.5 hour, oh, I already went that way. It was a 3.5 hour ride on a train that amazingly, I've never ridden an Amtrak train before for a long trip like that. It has big comfy seats, a plug next to every station, and free Wi-Fi, which was amazing because it made the trip so nice. So nice, so calm, so casual, so relaxed. Like you're riding on planes for a long time. This is a fake skeleton. You up here? Yes, you are. Amazing that that still happens in this game. But, oh, I'm back to my original entrance I came down. The entrance area I came from. But we ride the Amtrak, and the free Wi-Fi, like I've ridden planes before, and I've never actually gotten the Wi-Fi in the planes because you always have to pay for it. But no matter what you're looking at in a plane, the seats are so small, no matter how you look at it. Well, unless you're in first class, so I guess there is a way to look at it where they're not so small anymore. But it was comfortable. I was really impressed, and it was pretty cheap. It was like $50 each way. I know you can do things, you know, cheaper than that. Like there's always the Megabus that's, you know, you can get dollar tickets that nobody can ever really get the dollar tickets. Those are like more of a gimmick, but you can get like any $20 to $30 tickets on the Megabus, which supposedly gives you the same type of thing. I've just never ridden that before, and the nice thing about the train is you're not backed up by traffic. Everybody always says the Megabus and stuff, you get screwed in traffic once you hit like New Jersey because, you know, traffic is just really bad, and then trying to get a bus through there, it's even worse. So I was happy with the choice that we made, except for it was delayed on the trip there, and it was also delayed on the trip home. Actually, it was delayed mid. They had a problem with the train almost when we got home, so it delayed us for about half an hour while they had to fix the problem. But it was not really a big deal. It was nice, but they do block out certain websites to ensure you don't take enough bandwidth. So first thing I did, of course, is where do you think I went to first? I get on the train, I hit http youtube.com. This site is blocked, is what it says. I'm like, crap. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do on this trip if I can't watch the YouTube? Amazingly, what does work is Plex. So I actually watched a movie for a while on my Plex, which was streaming, you know, anything that I have over here at my house onto the train that we were on. And it worked okay for a while, and then the coverage went a little spotty. I think they use like 3G, 4G coverage is how it works. So there's a disclaimer that, you know, certain areas might have a worse signal than others, and that's definitely true because I watched it pretty lag-free for the first half an hour or so, and then it got really laggy for the rest of it, and I actually had to turn the Plex off, which wasn't a big deal. But I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'll go to my website. So I went to jsano19.com and realized that the videos that I have showing, he's about to drop on me, isn't he? The videos I have showing, like, on my website for my channel showed up, and I could play them, and I was like, wait a minute. This must mean that they don't fully block all of YouTube. They probably just block youtube.com. So I did the old trick that I used to do at work sometimes too. https://youtube.com, and bingo, you can get into anything. So it's, if you ever do ride the Amtrak and you ever have a problem watching the YouTubes because it is blocked, you can usually get to it like that, and I was successfully able to, and caught up on some videos to let the time go and enjoy myself on the train. So all in all, it was a decent trip to New York, mainly because I'd never been before. Would I go out of my way to go again if I didn't have any special reason to? Probably not, only because a lot of people I know who go to New York, they just love the atmosphere. They think it's the greatest place, and they just love hanging out there, which is fine. But I just found it so similar to where I already currently live that I have no reason to go out there. Yeah, it's similar in a different way, but I would definitely go out there for like a Broadway show or for the taping of some other show, like to go see The Daily Show again now that we have our VIP tickets for whenever we can make it to New York at the next juncture. Or I'd go for something like that, but not just randomly on like some weekend trip. Let's go to New York. No, it's way too expensive just to get the hotel. The hotels are what would kill you in that case, but That being said, guys, excuse me, my voice is getting a little raspy here for some odd reason. It's the morning, so that's probably why, but I sadly haven't been making videos for a while, but a lot of it was because I was out of town and working because I was going out of town, so that is why. Hopefully I'm back for a little bit and won't have as many lapses in video making, so guys, I'm going to end this episode here. And ladies, and I will see you guys next time, so until then, goodbye.